Hello friends, welcome to Minds of Aspirants. Students have asked some doubts regarding the economics question that came in 2025 question paper. So I thought of making a video where I can explain concept fiscal deficit and other deficits which is related to budget and economic survey in a very clear way from the documents that I got from the budget website. So look at these questions which are there. These questions is what we are going to look into this. So we have to take the documents from the budget 2026 and analyze them. So the document that I am going to take for explanation for fiscal deficit and other concepts asked is the fiscal responsibility budget management based document. This is released by the finance minister and it is prepared by the Ministry of Finance Budget Division. So they release these statements called as macroeconomic framework statement and medium term fiscal policy strategy statement. This is released along with the budget. So the following two documents are released based on the Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act 2023. Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act 2003 released based on the Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act 2003. This is a very important question as well. Maybe I will put that question also. In this, you have certain data. Look at this data, which is actually about, in this certain data are important. Look at this data, fiscal deficit target at 4.4% of the GDP. What is this concept and how this 4.4 arises is what we will look into with the numbers very closely. So for the following thing, you have to know a basic formula or the division that you have to know. The budget 2026 divides the accounts into capital account and revenue account. The revenue account is divided into the expenses. What is the revenue expenditure of the government? What is the revenue receipts? So we need to look at the same way for capital account. Like the way for revenue account, the capital account also has capital receipts and capital expenditure. But in this, you have to look at capital receipts in a different way. In this capital receipts, you have to look at non-debt creating capital receipts and debt creating capital receipts. Again, the debt creating and non-debt creating capital receipts have to be explained in this way. So these receipts can be looked at as the recovery of loan or disinvestment, and the debt creating capital receipts can be looked at in T-bills. Now this is the following formula for budget 2026. I will explain using the fiscal policy strategy statement that the budget 2026 Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the numbers. I'm going to use the numbers and fit into each place and explain it to you what is the meaning of fiscal deficit. So the first concept that you have to look at in this document is that fiscal outlook for 2026-27. That is what is going to happen in the near future is what this document says. Here the fiscal deficit concept says 16.96 lakh crores. Keep this number in mind while I work out the numbers which are there. This is for the budget estimate of 2026-2027. That is, every number that I am going to use is for the number which is going to come for this year. So the number that you had looked at was called as the fiscal deficit. So the number that we looked at was fiscal deficit is approximately, see, I'm going to use an approximate number. There will be some changes in the numbers according to the calculations, but 16.96 lakh crores. Now the first concept is the revenue receipts. Go to the page and look at the formula again. The formula for budget 2026 is revenue and capital account. and here revenue account has expenditure and revenue receipts. So in the first concept, what is the revenue receipts? Look at this figure that they have given. Revenue receipts, gross tax revenue, it is 44 lakh crores. So the first number that you have to look at is gross tax revenue. It is 44 lakh crores. I'm going to use the approximate number. In this, what is the meaning? Gross tax revenue has two components: direct tax, indirect tax. Again, look at it. Direct tax, they have given around 26.97 lakh crores, and indirect tax is 17.07 lakh crores. So approximately they are saying gross tax revenue is 44 lakh crores. In this gross tax revenue, you have to know what is the meaning of finance commission. This finance commission, according to Article 280, gives the concept of vertical devolution or the devolution to the states. How much amount of money to the states the 16th Finance Commission is recommending is actually 41%. In this gross tax revenue, you have to, in this gross tax revenue, you have to less the cess and collection amount, or how much amount is spent for collecting, and union territory grants for arriving at this number. So it is basically 44 lakh crores includes the net tax revenue to the center, cess collected by the center, and the collection charges which the center does, and also the grants to the union territories. Why I am insisting on this is that because when you are using 41% of 44 lakh crores, you will not get the amount that is devolved to the states is 41% of net tax revenue. So the net tax revenue which is given here is actually 28.67 lakh crores. So the net tax revenue is 28.67 lakh crores. In the revenue account, there is expenditure and revenue receipts. But in this revenue receipts, there are two components. One is the tax component, another is the non-tax component. Here you will find that we have spoken about the tax component, we have not spoken about the non-tax component. Again, you check it, there is a non-tax component of 6.6 lakh crores. So the gross tax revenue is 44 lakh crores, where you are having direct and indirect tax, and you are devolving 41%, and the net which is remaining is 28.67 lakh crores, and you add the non-tax revenue which is actually also given this way. So you add this, and what they say is that the total revenue receipts is 35.33 lakh crores. This is what you should have as a number when we are talking about this. So in this revenue receipts, so approximately you have 35 point something lakh crores according to the calculation we had, where you had the net tax revenue plus the non-tax revenue. The next subsequent component that we should look about is actually called as the capital receipts. Here look at revenue receipts, you have the expenditure and the revenue receipts, we have arrived at this, and we have to know now capital receipts and capital expenditure. In the capital receipts, I said there is non-debt and debt creating capital receipts. Now we will look at the number which is given. Non-debt capital receipts, they are saying that it is approximately 1.18 lakh crores. Non-debt capital receipts, it is 1.18 lakh crore. Now you think about it. The revenue that the government gets is actually revenue receipts and the capital receipts. But in the capital receipts, I am using only the non-debt capital receipts. Convert this number, you will get a particular number. So the number that we get is actually 36.51 lakh crore. These amounts, mind you my friends, these are the amounts which the government need not pay any kind of interest to. That is why the receipts in the capital account is divided into debt and non-debt. In the non-debt, we have included 1.1 lakh crores, and now we have to think about the expenses side. Look at the formula again. In this, you have revenue account, in this you have expenditure, in this receipts you have non-debt receipts. So in this non-debt receipts, it is approximately 1.18 lakh crores. So here the revenue receipts in total is around 35 lakh crores. Here the non-debt receipts is 1.18 lakh crores. Now we have to think about what are the expenses. So in the expenses, look at the expenditure. The expenditure of the central government is actually 53 lakh crores. Differences in other components we will look at it, but in the expenditure they are saying this is total expenditure is 53 lakh crores. In this there will be capital and revenue expenditure. So the capital expenditure is 12.22 crores. And the next component is revenue expenditure. It is 41.25 lakh crores. So you have the capital expenditure and the revenue expenditure. You add them both, the number will be approximately 53 lakh crores. Now use this number and put it here. Now here you see that we have the revenue expenditure and here it is revenue expenditure. The number is around 41.25 lakh crores. So you have this 41.25 lakh crores. Then the point is that the total expenditure, that is this expenditure plus this expenditure. Then the capital expenditure, it is 12.2 crores. Okay. So here it is 12.22 lakh crores. Add them both, it is around approximately 53 lakh crores. This is the expenditure that we have as a point in this budget document. Now think about it. I am going to use this formula. The total expenditure, okay, total expenditure is actually 53 lakh crores. Now we have to subtract the amount that we have with us, which is non-debt creating revenue receipts and non-debt capital receipts. Together the amount adds to, you see that there is 35, I am going to add it here, that is 35 is from the revenue receipts and I am going to add 1.18 which is actually the non-debt capital receipts. So now look at this formula, the total expenditure is actually 53 lakh crores where I have added this amount which is actually the revenue that we have gotten from the non-debt capital receipts. So how much this will come? So now you see that 53 minus 35 minus 1.18. So approximately the number is 16 lakh crores. Now think about, so the first number I gave was fiscal deficit is 16.96 lakh crores. Now go to this number. It is 16 lakh crores. This is what is called as fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit means the total expenditure that you have minus the total revenue that you make out of non-debt resources. That is the revenue receipts you get and the non-debt capital receipts you get. When you minus that, you will get the amount that you are going to borrow from the debt creating assets that the government does. This is what is called as fiscal deficit. I hope you understood this video. If you have any other doubts, you please put that in the comment section as well. I hope this video was useful. I'll use the live numbers from the budget for more such videos on economic survey and budget. So if you have liked this video, please share it with your friends who are studying for UPSC, who is interested in economics. Please send this video to them. Thank you and all the best.